All right, today we are diving into a really fascinating educational project called iComprehend. And what's so cool about it is how it challenges our whole screen-obsessed way of learning. It basically suggests that the most powerful tool for understanding anything isn't some new device, it's our own imagination.
In this quote, this is the key to the whole thing. In a world that is just flooded with visuals, this idea feels pretty radical, right? It's saying that real, true learning, the kind that actually sparks creativity, doesn't start on a phone or a tablet. It starts inside our heads.
And the person behind all of this is Dr. Lev Neumatin. He's the mind behind the iComprehend project, and he is really questioning the very foundations of how we teach. He's basically arguing that we need to trust the minds of children in a much deeper way than we currently do.
So, let's get right into the core belief that drives this entire project. It's a really simple idea on the surface, but it's powerful enough to make you question some of our most basic assumptions about education.
You see, at its heart, this whole idea is incredibly optimistic. The iComprehend project is built on the principle that we are constantly underestimating what kids are capable of. So instead of, dumbing down complex ideas, it says we should challenge them respectfully and trust that their imagination is this powerful engine for real understanding.
But why now? Why is this so important in our world today? Well, Dr. Neumatin argues that we're facing this kind of quiet crisis, one that's slowly chipping away at a fundamental skill we all just take for granted.
And just think about it for a second. We live in this age of nonstop, fast-paced visual information. TikToks, infographics, endless scrolling. And the result? That muscle we have for deep, focused listening, for just holding complex ideas in our minds based on words alone, it's getting weaker.
And we're not just talking about passively hearing something. Deep listening is an active mental workout. It's the process of creating little movies in your mind, of connecting abstract dots, figuring out cause and effect, and weaving all these different ideas into a single coherent picture. It's a core cognitive skill.
So what do you do about this erosion of deep listening? Well, Dr. Neumatin didn't just point out the problem. He developed a very specific, hands-on solution, the iComprehend project.
The project really boils down to three main goals. First, obviously, to strengthen comprehension that's based purely on listening. Second, to train the imagination to be used as a powerful cognitive tool. And third, and this is a big one, to help students become aware of how they understand things, to become, metacognitive.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, right? But how does it actually work in a classroom? The method is surprisingly simple, and it all revolves around something called the core learning loop.
Here's how it works. It's a four-step process. First, a student listens to a podcast. No text, no visuals. They're literally encouraged to just close their eyes and imagine. Then, they write their first essay describing what they understood and the pictures they formed in their mind. Only after that do they get to read a related text. And finally, they write a second essay reflecting on how that text may be clarified or even changed their initial understanding.
You see, this two-essay method is really clever because it separates and then combines two totally different ways of thinking. The listening part is all about pure imagination, building your own personal mental model. The reading part then comes in to provide structure, formal definitions, and precision. It's this incredible one-two punch of creative and analytical thought. Now, this might be the most revolutionary part of the whole project. It's not just the method, it's the environment it creates. It completely changes the definition of what success in learning even looks like.
Which, of course, leads to the big question anyone who's been through school would ask. Okay, but how do you grade this? What happens if a student totally misunderstands something from the audio? Do they get a bad mark?
And the answer is, there is no grade. The project isn't graded at all. This isn't a test. The whole point is to remove that pressure of performance and that fear of being wrong, which, let's be honest, can completely kill real intellectual curiosity.
I mean, just look at the instructions they give these students. They are told, straight up, that being confused is totally okay, and that even a partial understanding counts as a real understanding. The goal isn't to perfectly spit back facts, it's to honestly describe what's going on inside their own head. In this line, this just captures the whole spirit of the project perfectly. It values the desire to understand way more than the performance of understanding. It's all about fostering an intellectual adventure, not just passing a test. Because when you get right down to it, iComprehend is actually more than just a teaching method. You could almost see it as a form of quiet research into the very nature of how we, as humans, understand anything at all.
This project is designed to give us insights into some really profound questions. Like, how much can kids really get just by listening? What's the difference between the understanding you get from your imagination versus from reading a text? And this one is amazing. Can younger students sometimes grasp a big idea even before they have the words to describe it? It's a fascinating window right into the mind.
And that really leaves us with a final question for ourselves. In our constant rush for more information, more visuals, more speed, have we maybe forgotten the power of a quieter, deeper skill? This project is a fantastic reminder to just stop and ask, what incredible new worlds of understanding are just waiting for us if we can only learn to truly listen again?